Two closely watched trials have reached critical junctures. Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York and the Karen Read murder trial in Dedham.
Joining us for some insight, former Massachusetts Attorney General Martha Coakley, who's now of counsel for Foley Hoag. Martha, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Good to see you both.
All right, let's start in Manhattan. Stormy Daniels took the stand today. She testified about the sexual encounter she says she had with Trump back in 2006 that led to the hush money payment a decade later in 2016. Her graphic testimony, though, pushed some boundaries set by the judge to the limit. In fact, Trump's attorney asked for a mistrial. They didn't get it. But why did the prosecution have her go through so many details, and did they go too far?
So neither the judge nor the prosecutors want a mistrial here. And I think with this witness, the prosecution was trying to not lead her, in other words, try to corral her testimony, but also to try and keep her under control. And that was not so easy to do. I think that the judge also doesn't want a mistrial, and so he wasn't going to allow that. But the defense is laying the foundation for that. And this is a high wire witness for both sides. So, I'll just remind everybody, we can't really call this the way we would a football game. This is just part of what's going on in this trial. But definitely an interesting witness, and one that I think the prosecution is trying to get details out to show that she's telling the truth. Because remember, Donald Trump denies that any of this ever happened.
Yeah, and I heard that as well. Analysts saying those details might in fact lead the jury to believe her more. So again, she's a key witness. That testimony, it upset the Trump defense team. Do you think this makes it any more or less likely that the former president will actually take the witness stand? He has said he would.
I think it's very unlikely that he will. I think this makes it more unlikely that he will. Because remember, if he now takes the stand, he has to say he's telling the truth. And if he were to lie about this and the jury disbelieves him, then now you've got a perjury problem. Defense counsel don't want to be there. I've never thought he would or could or should take the stand. But as we know, when he goes outside the courtroom, he often says things that change depending upon what his defense counsel say or what he feels like at the moment.
All right, let's turn to the Karen Read murder trial back here at home. So we heard testimony this week about how the evidence was collected. Frozen blood drops, apparently police used solo cups, red solo cups like you use at a college party to collect those samples, and then they were transported in Stop and Shop grocery bags. It certainly looks like the defense, Karen Read's defense here, is just trying to poke a bunch of holes in how this entire case was investigated. Is that what you took away from that testimony yesterday?
Sure, and that's what they said they would do in their opening. As we know from hearing them a while ago, they want to show that this was done incorrectly, that police had too many conflicts. Whenever they can poke a hole in something, they will. This is certainly unconventional, evidence collecting at best. And talk about detail. We've got the Stop and Shop bags. In the end, it probably doesn't matter because none of that is going to be relevant to the trial or what actually happened. But remember, it's snowing hard, 6:30 in the morning. I think the original folks who arrived didn't know what they had, and they saw blood and went to they tried to improvise. Obviously not the best or most professional way to do that.
Okay, Martha Coakley, as always, great to hear what you have to say. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Martha.
Have a good night.